Did you just put me in timeout? Did I just get put in timed out by the cat? What's up, everybody? It's JoJo, your favorite gold coach, and I hope you're all doing well. Today, I wanted to talk about a subject that has undoubtedly been talked about plenty of times before and will probably be continued to be talked about in the future. And that is the monetization of Overwatch. Now, a couple of things that I want to address before we jump into this video. Number one, I understand that some of the complaints that I'm going to have are not just about Overwatch, but this is an Overwatch channel, so we're talking about it in relation to Overwatch, okay? Okay. Number two, I don't consider this to be a topic that we should stop talking about. I know that every single time we bring up this subject, there's inevitably some fedora wearing, glasses pushing up neckbeard that's going to pop up and go, well, you guys just need to get over it. We're beating a dead horse at this point. Because no, one of the most powerful tools that we have as consumers is our voices. Yes, also our wallets, but our voices as well contribute to the idea that things should change. You never know when a company is going to listen to what you have to say. Is it likely? Maybe, maybe not. But there's always a chance that you can do something if you continue to voice your displeasure with things. So, let's talk about the monetization model of Overwatch 2 and how it can be improved. Now, the first thing that I want to say is that I am personally very happy that Overwatch went the free-to-play Battle Pass route. I've held for a very long time that free-to-play Battle Pass games have been one of the best things to happen to gaming in a very long time. Before you pick up your pitchforks, hear me out. Before the free-to-play Battle Pass model of games, a lot of games had to rely on game sales in order to keep their servers alive when it came to multiplayer stuff, right? So your Call of Duties, your Halos, your Gears of War, if it didn't sell enough copies, the game servers would eventually just shut down because there was no way to financially keep those servers running. It costs money to keep servers running. I didn't know if you knew that. And a lot of times game companies were just always racing to bring in the next big thing, the next big Call of Duty, the next big Halo, the next big Gears of War. And so oftentimes they would abandon servers or they would just let things die altogether because it was a lot cheaper than having to consistently maintain that. On top of that, if a game released with some really bad, unbalanced shit, it was harder for developers to put out a patch to fix it or update it because internet connection just wasn't as big back then, but also because of the fact that there were multiple different games and they were always trying to work on the next big one so they could hit sales, so they could keep stuff open, they didn't have time to go back and balance an unfair gun or an unfair class or whatever the case may be because they had to work on the next game coming out. The Battle Pass free-to-play live service model has allowed much more versatility. It's allowed these games to stay, the servers to stay open longer, and it's allowed bigger sweeping changes to be able to be made, not at the drop of a hat, but way faster than waiting for the next installment. On top of that, as a kid who grew up poor and in poverty, it's nice to know that there are kids out there that don't have to worry about having to beg their parents for a $70 game when they've already got two other $70 games so that they can go play the new game with their friends. New game comes out, it's free to play, it's live service, they get to go play with their friends and try it out, and I just think that's a better thing overall. Despite of what I'm about to talk about, and some of these problems are stemming from the live service Battle Pass model, for all of the flaws that it has, I think that it has more benefits, okay? Okay, with that out of the way, first thing that I want to cover is skin prices. I think that this is probably the biggest thing that will probably never change, but $20 for a skin is absolutely ridiculous. You can buy entire games for that price. There was a thing with the Nier Automata collab that just dropped where the price of the bundle was more expensive than just buying the Nier Automata game. That is fucking insane. That's probably one of the worst monetization types of models I've ever seen. Now, of course, people still bought it. People still paid for it, and that's why they keep doing it. And it sucks, but if you want skins, if you want cosmetics, you're kind of locked into this, especially if you have a character that doesn't have a lot of skins. Like, for example, I main Venture. I only have one skin on Venture, and the next skin coming out, the Voidwalker skin, is probably going to be about 20 bucks. And I'm going to buy it because I want a skin for Venture. I want a good skin for the character that I play. And that's kind of the monetization that they lock you into. But like I'm going to say several times throughout this video, I think that if Blizzard watches this video and they decide to listen to us, drop the price. Drop it to 15. Just test it out. Just for me. Look into my pretty blue eyes, Blizzard. Don't you want to do something for these pretty blue eyes? Just drop the maximum skin price down to like 15. Realistically, I think that no skin should cost more than $10. I think that 10 for a legendary, 7 for an epic, and 5 for a rare would be perfectly reasonable, with commons just given away for free. But at the end of the day, I think even just dropping it $5 in price would go a long way to getting players to recognize what you're trying to do, and you'll probably end up getting a lot more money from it. The second thing that I want to address is the rotating shop. I hate rotating shops. Just let me buy what I want to buy. If I could pick between $15 or $10 skins and just always having the option to buy something that has been released, I will take the option to just always buy something that has been released. I don't understand why or when this idea came up of just making rotating shops a thing. It's really, really infuriating and really annoying. I also don't like the idea of locking previous battle passes away. I know that that was the thing when Battle Pass live service games first came out, but I think that we're far enough into the lifespan of these kind of things that you can just release old battle passes to be purchased at a later date. And my idea is, instead of releasing a skin bundle and then locking it away until a random time when it shows up for the person to maybe have the money to buy it, you just release it cheaper at first. Right? So if we stick with your $20 for one legendary skin, maybe when it first releases, it's $15 or it's $12 even. And then later on, it goes up in price to like $20 because you didn't buy it when you were supposed to. Or the bundles go away, right? You can still have your FOMO, which, by the way, I really hate FOMO, not just because of the regular reasons, but because I spent like 2 days trying to do research on FOMO in video games to see if it actually resulted in more money for a company, because every single time you bring up FOMO and how they need to get rid of it, there's again always some freaking Redditor go, actually, you don't understand, these are multi-million-dollar companies and they know they have the numbers that FOMO actually works. I don't think people understand exactly how stupid corporations tend to be. I mean, Nvidia is in a lot of hot water right now for investing, honestly, probably close to billions of dollars into AI just for the price of all their technology to go up, and people are not buying those things to recoup the money they've already put into something that might not be a return of investment, because corporations are genuinely fucking stupid. So I tried to research to see if there was any actual studies or numbers to back up this idea that FOMO inherently makes more money. I couldn't find anything. I legitimately couldn't find anything. If they're making more money, how big is the disparity? Because maybe they are technically making more money, but maybe that money is only 5 or 10% more money, which, yeah, when you're talking about millions of dollars, that 5 or 10% is a lot bigger than you think it is. But here's my idea. You could get more players and then hypothetically more money if you got rid of the FOMO aspect. If I was in charge, the way I would look at it as, everybody else is doing FOMO. Everybody else is doing this rotating shop bullshit, and hey, once a battle pass is gone, you don't get to have it anymore. You can't purchase it for nothing. You are fucked. Fuck you. You don't get it, right? If I'm the one company that does let you buy stuff whenever you want and lets you buy old battle passes and things like that, I'm seen as consumer friendly. Even if my prices didn't change, my opportunity changed. And that opportunity is what players are looking for. Oh, I don't want to there are real people like this out, by the way, that are like, oh, I don't want to get into Overwatch because it's been out for years and I'm not caught up. And when I get started, I'm not going to have literally anything. And then I have to sit around and wait for the character I like to maybe get skins depending on when the character got released. Because like the older characters all have all their stuff in like white credits and shit like that. But after Mauga, I think, characters just started releasing with nothing. These basic recolors that they have, and then you gotta wait for a shop skin to show up. And that's just not fun for people. Like, why would people start logging into your game every day and hope that something's gonna show up? And then what if something does show up and they don't have the money? It's just not fair to the consumer. And I think that if you practice good consumer, practices, then it's going to be better for your company in the long run. But then again, I'm just some dickhead on the internet who makes dick jokes and plays Overwatch for like 6 hours a day. So the point is that I think that the monetization in Overwatch needs vast improvements, and my hope is that with this recent promise of transparency and listening to the community, which I will fully put on the table that Aaron Keller and his dev team seem to really give a shit about what we have to say, I'm hoping that Aaron Keller and his lead developers are able to get with the suits at Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, and convince them that FOMO is no longer a good idea. And I think that as a community, we need to continue to be loud and obnoxious about how bad FOMO is for us as consumers, about how we're willing to buy the stuff you want to give us, but we can't do that if you don't let us do that. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.